My name is Tucker. I'm an executive in a group called the White Lotus family. This is largely because my wife, Sammy, is the leader of the White Lotus family, and I help support her in that role. However, the fact that my wife is the leader of the White Lotus family is not public knowledge. Only a handful of people are aware of her position. No one would suspect that the rumored strong leader of the White Lotus family is actually a woman. Today, Sammy and I were invited to a wedding of someone she knows, and we plan to attend together. When we arrived at the venue and started looking through the seating chart, I finally found my wife's name card. Someone had written "ugly fat pig" on it. Damn it! Who would do something like this? Unforgivable. I clenched the card in my fist in frustration. Don't be so angry. It's nothing to get worked up about. It's someone else's wedding today, so we can't cause a scene. Just let it go, Sammy said calmly as she took her seat. As she sat down, a man approached us, smirking. A lonely seat like that suits you, said Mickey, a former classmate of ours. He was someone Sammy knew from high school. It was true that the women at his table were all strikingly beautiful. Well, I see you were invited too. Go about your business, no need to report to me. What? You're just going to brush me off like that? How can you even show up at a wedding like this? You're totally out of place here. You should just leave before the ceremony starts. Sammy's indifferent response only irritated Mickey further, and the people around us laughed along with him. Looks like I'll have to shut him up. I muttered to myself, ready to step in, but Sammy stopped me. I'm fine. Let's just turn a blind eye for today. If you're too scared to fight back, then don't start acting tough in the first place. By the way, I'm the one who wrote that name card for you. How do you like it? Doesn't it suit someone like you perfectly? Why would you do something like that? My wife isn't scared, she just doesn't think you're worth responding to. What? Are you her husband? So even someone like you managed to get married. Good for you, getting picked up. But man, you must really have bad taste to marry someone like her. And she must have terrible judgment to settle for a loser like you. If you keep being disrespectful, we'll have to take action. Why are you so intent on targeting my wife? Do you have a grudge against her? What? Are you threatening me? What kind of action do you think you can take? Go ahead, try me. I've never liked her, always acting calm and composed. Looking down on me. She even embarrassed me once back in school. Ever since then, I've hated her and wanted to put her in her place. When I heard she was attending this wedding, I thought it was the perfect opportunity for a little surprise. Holding on to something from so long ago? You really haven't grown at all, have you? Acting like this at your age is pathetic, Sammy replied. What did you say? You better watch your mouth, or you'll regret it. You know who I am now? I'm a mafia. If I get serious, I can make you disappear. You really want to keep that attitude with me? So, you're a mafia now. That's right. You must be terrified, huh? If you cross me, it won't just be me, my boss and crew might come after you too. But honestly, I don't even need them. I can handle you myself. Mickey looked smug, reveling in his newfound identity. Mickey, having been drinking, was completely drunk. His insults toward my wife escalated more and more. Hey, why don't you pour me a drink? Maybe I'll even drink with you if I feel like it. Or are you saying you're not up for it? Mickey laughed as he placed his hand on Sammy's shoulder. What do you think you're doing? You've had too much to drink. Get away from my wife and step back. You'll regret this if you don't stop. What? The weakling husband thinks he can scare me? Do you really think I'm going to back off because of you? Do your worst. But it won't work on me. Mickey laughs as he bashes my shoulder. This isn't your event, is it? The ceremony is about to start, so could you calm down? Don't act so familiar with me. Who do you think you're ordering around? You're only this confident for now, but you'll regret it soon. Nobody here is on your side. What can you possibly do? Mickey's harassment didn't let up. Please, stop this. I don't want to cause trouble for the people here. You're here to celebrate too, aren't you? If you really want to settle this with me, we can arrange a time later. But not today, please. What? I don't have time to waste on someone like you. I'm not here for the wedding. I paid for this, so I can do whatever I want. Look at your shabby clothes, isn't that more disrespectful than what I'm doing? Why don't you ask the beauties here to ask them what to do? No matter what you wear, you'll always look miserable though. You're crossing the line. Enough is enough. I'm fine. I can handle it. Just stay quiet. That's right, stay quiet and do as I say. If you understand, answer me. Come on, answer. Why are you letting him get away with this? Nobody in the venue knew that Sammy was the leader of the White Lotus family. While she remained composed, as a true leader would, I found myself nearing my breaking point, frustrated by Mickey's relentless provocation. If I reveal that Sammy is the leader of the White Lotus family, he'll definitely shut up. No question about it. But that would cause a huge scene. I can't ruin this wedding. What should I do? What's with the silence? Do you get it now? If you understand, get down on your knees and apologize. Say, I'm sorry for being so insolent toward someone like you, and say it loud. Miss Saxon, shall we leave? Yes. Realizing there was no point in reasoning with this guy anymore, I whispered to my wife, and she seemed to agree. Remember this well. I'll make sure you regret this. It's too late for any apologies now. Get ready for what's coming. Oh? Still talking tough? What's this? Finally deciding to leave? Just as my wife and I stood up and were about to exit the venue, an unexpected figure walked in. This person, who had overheard everything, seemed determined to drag Mickey straight into hell. As we reached for the door, it opened before we could touch it. Standing there was someone Mickey clearly didn't expect to see. Huh? Molly? What are you doing here? Standing in the doorway was Molly, Mickey's girlfriend. She ignored his attempt to address her and ran straight to my wife. Miss Saxon. It's been so long. I've missed you. Molly approached my wife, saying that. And she hugged my wife with familiarity. Hey, don't mention here that I am the leader. It's fine. I'll make sure to remind everyone to keep their mouths shut when this is over. And anyone who can't follow that will be dealt with. Molly whispered to my wife as she embraced her. Molly? Why are you ignoring me? What's going on here? Don't talk to me so casually, you lowlife mafia. Mickey was visibly confused, unable to comprehend why Molly was berating him. Her demeanor was completely different from the Molly he thought he knew. What's with the attitude? You're acting like a completely different person. Yesterday you were normal. Did I do something wrong? The same was true for Mickey, whose attitude was as different as it could be. That's funny. This is the real me. I heard all the annoying crap you've been spouting earlier. Huh? Annoying crap? What are you talking about? Oh, don't even try to deny it. Acting all innocent now? You've been pretending this whole time, haven't you? The way you were talking earlier. That's the real you, right? Pathetic. What are you talking about? Are you misunderstanding something? Anyway, do you know Sammy? She and I are classmates. Right, Sammy? After all his insults toward my wife, Mickey shamelessly tried to act friendly again. Classmates, sure, but that's all it is. Don't go acting friendly and using my name so casually. What? Who do you think you're talking to? Mickey's patience snapped, and he revealed his true colors, his irritation evident. Oh, are you sure you want to keep acting like that? Do you even know who she really is? You're playing with fire, Mickey. You'll regret it. What do you mean? I don't understand what you've been saying. Are you sure it's okay to reveal this here? Yes, it's fine. Molly will ensure everyone here keeps their mouths shut. There's no use hiding it anymore. Are you really sure? Once I say it, it'll be over for you, Mickey. Ha! I'm a mafia. Like I'm going to flinch at some ordinary person. An ordinary person? This woman is Miss Saxon, the leader of the White Lotus family. The legendary leader. You've picked a fight with the wrong person. Hearing this, every mafia in the room turned pale. What? The leader of the White Lotus family? You're telling me it's her, not her husband? Mickey collapsed to his knees in shock. What's the matter? Weren't you the one who wasn't going to flinch? Pathetic. Are you scared now? This can't be. I always thought the leader of the White Lotus family was a man. And barely anyone is supposed to know their true identity. Are you planning to get rid of me now that I know? Trembling, Mickey asked my wife. If necessary, yes. I replied calmly. My composure only made Mickey more panicked. So, who are you then? Are you just some ordinary guy? Me? I'm pretty much just a regular person. Though I'm currently supporting my wife as an executive in the White Lotus family. Why? Wait, why is Molly connected to that woman? Your ages are different. And there's no way an ordinary person could know Miss Saxon of the White Lotus family. And since you got here, you've been nothing like the Molly I know. You better stop calling her that woman right now. Molly grabbed Mickey's hair and shook his head violently. Hey! What are you doing? Let me go. This woman saved my life. She is someone I deeply respect. So if anyone insults her or makes fun of her, I might take some action. Molly said with a chilling smile right in front of Mickey's face. Where's the Molly I know? Did she brainwash you or something? This isn't you, right? Mickey stammered, trying to divert the conversation. His bravado from earlier is now completely gone. Stop with this ridiculous act already. It's pathetic and makes me sick. Do you plan to keep pretending and hiding your true self just to keep someone like her? Shut up. Who do you think you're talking to? The leader of the White Lotus family? So what? All that legend nonsense is just a rumor, right? I bet you're just riding on your husband's protection while you're nothing but deadweight yourself. Mickey's frustration boiled over, unable to tolerate my wife's composed demeanor. But as quickly as he lost control, he tried to compose himself, fearing he'd lose face in front of Molly. If Molly sees me like this, everything I worked for to get her to marry me will go up in smoke. I can't let that happen. Mickey, what do you mean by the Molly I know? I've told you, this is the real me. Did you really think I didn't see through you? I heard everything. I'm here today to celebrate a friend's wedding, but you're ruining a special day with your nonsense. Let's step outside. This isn't the place for this, and you're disturbing everyone. Ruin the day? I had no such intention. And what do you mean you heard everything? What are you talking about? Ignoring his attempts to justify himself, Molly grabbed him by the collar and dragged him into a nearby waiting room with us. Now then. What were we talking about? Oh yes. Are you seriously going to pretend you don't know? If I can somehow get this woman to marry me, I'll have access to her family's money. Her family's rich, and once I've bled her dry, I'll divorce her. Care to explain that? Molly pulled out a voice recorder and played the incriminating audio. What? This is fake. Someone's trying to frame me. Molly, I'm your boyfriend, right? You believe me, don't you? Boyfriend? Excuse me? We're not even dating. I thought you were delusional, but to actually think we were together? You seriously believe that? Do you think I'd choose someone like you? Don't flatter yourself. I only stayed close to you for my own purposes. It was obvious you had ulterior motives, so I played along. What? You tricked me? Tricked you? Don't make it sound so dramatic. Oh, and in case you've forgotten, let me remind you again. This is the leader of the White Lotus family. You won't just be out of the syndicate, you're done for. It's over. Exactly. I tried to let it slide because this was a wedding, but you've crossed the line. You insulted me to my face, and now you'll pay. Prepare yourself. Wait. What's going on? I don't understand. Was this all a setup to take me down? Did you plan this from the start? Ha! Don't flatter yourself. The world doesn't revolve around you. Your insults were unexpected, sure. But I endured them for the sake of not causing a scene. I was about to leave quietly when Molly showed up at just the right moment. Call it divine intervention, maybe? Then, if I hadn't messed with you, none of this would have happened? Maybe so. Damn it. You've always had to have the last laugh. If you hadn't come here, none of this would have happened. You always ruin everything for me. You're pathetic. I said, my patience finally snapping. I grabbed Mickey by the collar and started choking him. Ow. Stop. Let go of me. See? You're the reason why people say she's invincible, right? Stop. I can't breathe. Wrong. If you think I'm the strong one, you're mistaken. My wife is in a league of her own. Want her to deal with you? She'd crush you in an instant. With that, I landed several punches square on Mickey's face. Ah. For all your big talk, you're nothing. You're not even worth my time. Pathetic. You really are weak. And you call yourself a mafia? I hate weak men. Just so you know, none of this was a coincidence. I've been investigating you. That's why I approached you. And you fell right into the trap. You thought you'd marry me for my father's wealth? As if. You're not even in my league. I hate men like you. Get lost. Everyone's looking down on me. Screw this. If it's come to this, I don't care anymore. Mickey, in a fit of rage, grabbed Molly by the neck, holding her hostage. Ha, what do you think you're going to do to me? What are you going to do now? If you don't kneel and apologize to me, this woman's going to pay. Hurry up. Kneel. Mickey. Do you really think this is a good idea? You should worry about yourself. Something much worse is coming for you. What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Ha, are you scared? Miss Saxon, don't even entertain this fool. The one we're waiting for should be here any moment now. What? Who's coming? At that moment, the door to the waiting room opened. A man stood there, and Mickey's face froze in horror. What now? Who is it this time? Mickey tried to maintain his composure, but his voice betrayed his panic. Long time no see. Why is Mr. Kitch himself here? Mr. Kitch? What the hell? What's going on here? Who is he? What? You're a mafia, and you don't even know Mr. Kitch, the leader of the Blue Wolf Syndicate? How the hell are you even managing to survive in this world? Ignorance is terrifying. The leader of the Blue Wolf Syndicate? That's a huge organization, isn't it? What the hell is happening today? Mickey was drenched in sweat, visibly panicking. So what if he is? What difference does it make? What are you doing with my daughter? Get your filthy hands off her, now. Daughter? Don't tell me. Molly's father is the leader of the Blue Wolf Syndicate? Exactly. Seizing the moment of distraction, Molly grabbed Mickey's arm and flipped him over her shoulder in a clean judo throw. Ugh. What the hell? Since when could you do judo? Given my family, I was taught self-defense. Now, what's your plan, huh? You've got some nerve messing with my daughter and insulting the person who saved her life. Are you ready to face the consequences? Consequences? What are you talking about? You didn't think you'd get off scot-free, did you? The more we dig into your background, the filthier it gets. It's time we straighten out that rotten attitude of yours. As he spoke, several large men dressed in black entered the room. What now? Mickey tried to use the commotion as an opportunity to escape, but the men quickly grabbed him. Let go of me. What are you planning to do? The men held him down and began beating him mercilessly. Mickey's screams echoed through the waiting room. This is just a greeting, but we're far from done. The ceremony's about to start. So we'll change the place and take our time deciding what to do with you. Isn't this enough? What more do you want? Ignoring his protests, one of the men knocked him unconscious with a well-placed punch. Molly returned to the wedding hall alone and addressed the crowd who had mocked my wife. Hey! You all heard the screams, didn't you? Listen up. You're just as guilty for laughing along with that piece of trash. I don't care how pretty your faces are now, who knows what they'll look like if you don't shut your mouths about what happened here. Forget everything. Erase it from your empty little brains. I'll let you off the hook, but if I hear even a whisper, I'll track you down no matter where you are. Don't think for a second you'll get away with it. The moment you talk, I'll be there. Got it? Grabbing one of the women by the hair, she hissed her warning in her ear. The women were trembling, tears streaming down their faces. Well, are you going to answer me or what? Yes, yes. They mumbled, shaking and sweating profusely. Afterwards, my wife, Molly, Mr. Kitch, and I moved to the Blue Wolf Syndicate's office, dragging Mickey along. Hey! Wake up! Stop sleeping. Where am I? Welcome to the Blue Wolf Syndicate's office. Why am I here? Let me go. That's not happening. Didn't I tell you? If it came to this, you'd disappear. That you know Miss Saxon's identity is a liability for us. Right. Miss Saxon? That's right. If we let someone like you walk free, rumors will spread like wildfire. Honestly, I was holding back at the wedding. But now I don't see why I shouldn't finish you off. You insulted me in front of everyone, surely you're as strong as you claim, right? If you can't even defend yourself, well, you know what happens. Are you ready? Before Mickey could respond, my wife pinned him down and landed punch after punch to his face and stomach. Though Mickey tried to resist, her blows landed cleanly, leaving his face a swollen, bruised mess. Impressive. She was the one who stood alone against that large group and saved my daughter. You truly live up to the legend. But you, Mickey, what a disgrace. Are you even a man? And which family do you belong to? She is crazy. The Red Lion family under Mr. Ackerman. The Red Lion family, huh? I know Mr. Ackerman well. Disrespecting the daughter of one leader and her benefactor. You're as good as excommunicated. Excommunicated? Isn't that going too far? It was just a joke. A joke? You saw my daughter as nothing but a meal ticket. If you were sincere about courting her, that's one thing. But someone like you? Get lost. In our world, respect and loyalty are everything. You failed at both. You've been scheming in the shadows too, haven't you? You're a disgrace. And we've uncovered everything. Do you really think excommunication is the worst of it? You're headed straight for ruin. Exactly. I can't stand weak men like you. You're delusional. Good riddance. You messed with the wrong people. We warned you. Damn it. I'm not going down like this. Even if I'm excommunicated, I'll claw my way back. I'll keep coming after you. Oh. Still full of energy, are you? Maybe I went too easy on him. Despite his battered face and broken spirit, Mickey still hadn't learned his lesson. My wife grabbed Mickey by the collar, determined to silence him completely. Come on, fight back. Or are you scared? Scared? Hell no. Don't underestimate me. Mickey swung at her, but she dodged effortlessly. Losing his balance, he stumbled, and in a swift move, she tripped him, sending him sprawling to the ground. You're seriously this weak? I'm fighting you in heels, and you can't even keep up. This is pathetic. Oh, and by the way, you haven't apologized yet. Ideally, I'd like you to get on your knees and beg, but I'll settle for a straightforward apology. Go on. She straddled him, tightening her grip on his collar. Can't breathe. What? You've got something more important to say, don't you? If you don't start talking, this might just be the end for you. Ah. So, still refusing? If that's how you want to play it, I won't hold back. Fine. I'll apologize. Please, forgive me. Don't drag it out. Say it already. I'm so sorry. Your voice is still small, but I'll let it slide. She released her grip, and Mickey collapsed to the floor, coughing and gasping for air. You really got what you deserved. By the way, while you were getting your ass handed to you, I contacted Mr. Ackerman. Unsurprisingly, he couldn't care less about a lowlife like you being excommunicated. He said your punishment is entirely up to us. He's more worried about the family's reputation than your sorry existence. You've officially been abandoned. No. This can't be happening. Everything I've done up until now. It's all meaningless? That's right. And just so you know, excommunication isn't the worst of it. You're out of the family, out of a job, and out of chances. Be grateful you're even alive, though. We'll see how long that lasts. From now on, you'll be working under the Blue Wolf Syndicate's orders. Consider it poetic justice. You'll be treated the same way you treated others. Remember that. Mickey stared blankly, realizing his life as he knew it was over. He remained silent, his gaze fixed on the ground. Mr. Kitch, thank you for coming all this way. And Molly, thank you, too. I wasn't sure what to do, so you really helped me out. Don't mention it. This was nothing. I just happened to be keeping an eye on him, and it led to this. I'm glad I could repay some of the debt I owe you. Still, you've gotten really strong. That shoulder throw was impressive, you even surprised me. I've been practicing, but now I'm training to follow in Miss Saxon's footsteps. They shared a laugh, and the long day finally came to an end. As for Mickey, stripped of everything, he was sent overseas to assist in the Blue Wolf Syndicate's business ventures. Even there, he continued to boast, "I used to be a mafia," a claim that earned him nothing but ridicule. His arrogance only made him a bigger target. And he endured daily beatings, a living example of the saying, "Keep your head down." The price of making enemies out of both Miss Saxon of the White Lotus family and Mr. Kitch of the Blue Wolf Syndicate was steep. Whether Mickey ever comes to regret his actions remains to be seen. As for me, I continued supporting my wife in her role. Despite the public revelation at the wedding, it seems Molly and Mr. Kitch managed to keep my identity under wraps. I'm grateful for their help. They probably scared everyone stiff. Still, I heard there were some idiots who tried to leak the story. It's a huge scoop, after all. But I also heard Mr. Kitch handled it behind the scenes. Some of those people have disappeared. Of course. I couldn't let such a trivial event expose Miss Saxon. It's all been taken care of, so rest assured. I'll continue to serve you. You're not even mafia, Molly. But I truly appreciate everything you've done this time. And so, the true identity of Miss Saxon of the White Lotus family remains shrouded in mystery.